I'm not even sure if Professor Parliament and Prasad actually read the 2019 annual report. I'm sure he didn't, because there's so much good stuff in here that it wasn't just this side of the house that signed off on it and said it was a good thing, it was the other side of the house. And then suddenly he's done a turncoat and decided to say something else. Always the case, sir. As I said, scattergun philosophy. And, you know, Honourable Speaker, sir, I'm actually flabbergasted at the comments made by Honourable Parliament and Prasad. He spoke a little while ago and he said there's no growth, there's no stability in our economy, there's no literally everything. And I want to point something out to him, Honourable Speaker, sir, and I'm sure the Honourable Minister for Economy. You see, this is what I'm saying. When you start talking, it hurts him. I haven't even said anything yet. It already hurts him. So all they do is they have this doom and gloom prediction. Let me ask him a very pertinent question, sir. 7.5 years I've been in this house, Honourable Speaker. Not one budget did this man ever come up with an alternative budget. Not once. Not once. Somebody outside of this house who hasn't even been in this house, he has. More kudos to him. But this gentleman, who's been here 8 years, sir, has never come up with one iota of a document to say this is an alternative budget. Never. Never. And he still comes here, prophesizes about all of these things, and all he ever says is doom and gloom. But what he fails to forget, and these are simple things that the people of Fiji will realize, Honourable Speaker, sir. He talks about economic problems that we're facing. He says, where's the growth? There's no growth. Let me remind him, and I'm not going to say this in the way the Minister for Economy will, because that's his portfolio. Honourable Speaker, sir, what we all see in Fiji is we have actually had growth. We have had unprecedented growth, which has actually 9 years, Honourable Speaker, sir. And because of that, Honourable Speaker, sir, because of that, Honourable Speaker, we are a small country that lives in the Pacific Ocean. We have become one of the most respected countries in the Pacific Ocean, Honourable Speaker, sir, because of our sound economic policies, Honourable Speaker, sir. Because of that, we have had people falling at the economy door wanting to lend money to us. I'm sure they wouldn't do it if our economic policies were bad, Honourable Speaker, sir. That's the whole reality of it, sir. We've had direct budget funding, which we've never had, Honourable Speaker, sir. All of this is because we've got sound economic policies. We've had growth right up to the pandemic. And even during the pandemic, Honourable Speaker, sir, we have not run the economy into the ground. We've actually managed it really well. We've continued to pay our civil servants in full, Honourable Speaker, sir. Nobody in Fiji is suffering the way they make it out to suffer. It's not the truth. That is definitely not the truth, and he knows that, Honourable Speaker, sir. He talks, I just wanted to say one small thing, Honourable Speaker. He said, oh, we've forgotten about the sugar industry. FDB has done nothing. FDB gave the sugar industry an uplift in the tune of $20 million, Honourable Speaker, sir. 2019, go read this. Read this and read it carefully. Don't ever come back and say that I should go and question something, because I read this, Honourable Speaker, sir. Honourable Speaker, I want to thank the Committee on Economic Affairs for its assessment on the 2019 report. I want to thank the opposition members who actually supported it. Basically, and I want to also congratulate the FDB board and management for producing an unqualified audit report for 2019, Honourable Speaker. Basically, in a nutshell, what he fails to realize again is that this means that FDB's financial statements were prepared in a true and fair manner according to the country principles and standards. And from my perspective, sir, from the ministry's perspective, being the bank for micro, small and medium enterprises and grassroots community, it actually gives me great pride to know and gives me great joy to know that a Fijian institution, our bank, is financially sound, Honourable Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker, sir, I wanted to comment also on specifically on a recommendation That's recommendation 5 on the Standing Committee's report. And that particular recommendation 5 states that the committee is aware of the important role played by SMEs towards Fiji's economic growth and recommends FDB to work with stakeholders such as MCTTT to develop lucrative packages to attract more youth to invest in modern agriculture through initiatives and the S scheme. And I just wanted to also point out something too, Honorable Prasad, and this is with respect to MSMEs, and he says, oh, what are we doing? Somebody called him and said, oh, I haven't received this, I haven't received my loan. Lotoka. Honorable Speaker, sir, and he's talking about somebody from Lotoka. Maybe, just maybe, he should actually check. Honorable Speaker, sir, a number of people, their loans were rejected. It's like any other loan in any other bank was rejected because they had bad loans in other institutions. So not everybody was going to get it. I think everybody understands that. That's a simple banking principle. The one that he's talking about, the one that he quotes from Lotoka, my home city, that applicant had a loan in arrears in another institution, Honorable Speaker.
He's not saying.
Is he saying, what is he saying? Is he saying that we should lend to bad applicants? Banks don't do that, sir. It's actually quite simple. Is he equating is he trying to say that we should turn the FDB into NBF and turn it into a national disaster? That's what he's trying to say, sir. That's what he's trying to say. And let me remind the people of Fiji, don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. Absolutely don't be fooled. Honorable Speaker, from a ministry's perspective, I can confirm that the ministry has and will continue to partner with the FDB on the various programs with respect to MSMEs. And another important part of our economy is the cooperatives. In FDB, in partnership with the Department of Cooperatives, has actually provided those to support to sugarcane farmers, unlike what he just said, who've actually formed cooperatives, and financing to mechanize and modernize their farms, Honorable Speaker, sir. So I don't know where he says, get your facts correct. Your facts are incorrect. This is the correct facts. The cooperatives have used the funding purchased, and they purchased cane harvesters and other machinery for these farms. And this actual model has worked well, Honorable Speaker, sir. These farmers are able to harvest their sugarcane and also give it on hire to other farmers, Honorable Speaker, sir. There is additional income for these particular cooperatives. And our cooperatives, they are doing extremely well, Honorable Speaker, sir. We've also partnered with them with the FDB in terms of our micro-small grants for disbursements. And after that particular disbursement, Honorable Speaker, sir, the FDB now has 40,000 BG people on the FDB's database. That is a phenomenal database. And what has happened since is some of those, quite a few of those MSBG recipients have been able to access further finance through the FDB after becoming part of the database. And this is an indication of MSMEs graduating their business and thinking of a long-term sustainable future. We've also partnered on our Northern Development Program. And this provides, the NDP provides equity, as you know, sir, and equity funding to successful applicants who are then able to obtain loans through FDB, and they've been major beneficiaries in this particular program. In fact, Mr. Speaker, sir, in 2019, we supported close to 120 recipients and paying out more than $500,000. And this has been another successful program for MSMEs in the North. We have included FDB through the CEO in all our activities, sir. They form a part of our board and our grant programs, the YES program, the NAS program, the IHRD program, P program, and the NDP programs. As you can see, Mr. Speaker, the FDB has and is an integral part of our continual work, including the Ministry of Agriculture, particularly in providing access to finance for MSMEs. Mr. Speaker, sir, I want this August House to realize that many of these recipients were actually, who were part of the Recovery Credit Guarantee Scheme, were adversely affected by natural disaster and the COVID-19 pandemic. And the Fiji First government was not oblivious to this, sir. And this is why the ministry, through several other programs, is working closely with the FDB to find avenues to assist the Fijians to get back on their feet. The FDB also, as we all know, sir, is going through a transformation stage where they're redefining their strategies, and it's focused on two main segments, it's agriculture and MSMEs, which are the core to FDB, sir. And it's been said time and time again, sir, by the opposition, that by moving government we're actually moving government services to a digital platform, we are leaving those in regional maritime areas and the MSMEs behind. We're not, sir. It is interesting to note that FDB only provides their services through digital channels and their customers being the MSMEs, mainly from the regional and maritime areas. So they have embraced it well, Honourable Speaker, sir. FDB, like the 51st government, continues to challenge the status quo and remain ahead of its time. I thank you, Honourable Speaker, sir, for giving me the time to contribute.
I thank you.